Good morning, my dear friends. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. My work from office videos are quite loved on this channel, so I thought let's make one today. It's like I'm making a video every season, so I made one in the winter and then one in the spring season, and today is summer. Yes, you would be thinking if it's summer, Ashwini, why are you wearing the jacket? But this is Netherlands. You never know when it's going to rain. So yeah, always be carrying a jacket. Anyway, so if you don't know already, I have to take I have to commute a bit to get to work. When I say a bit, it is almost 2.5 hours. So I have to take a bus from where I stay and then another train if I'm lucky, one train. But if I'm not lucky and the trains are not running as per their normal schedule, then I have to take 2 trains. But that is fine. I love the journey, especially because I have Bollywood music with me. Because after you do a Pune travel of 1.5 hours to get to your work driving by yourself, a 2 hours train journey just sitting there listening to Bollywood music is actually a luxury for me. So let's get to my office. And 2 hours later we have reached work, and of course I'm going to show you the favorite view that I enjoy whenever I come to work. My favorite view when I come to work. And before we know it, it's lunchtime already. Yeah.
We had this webinar about.
Hi, I am now in my home. You must be like, Ashwini, what happened? A second ago you were in office and now you're in home. Now it is much later. Actually, I had to stop my video recordings that day because it was so busy and hectic. It was one of those days when you're swamped into meetings, and I like to meet a lot of people when I'm in office, but that day I could not even get up from my desk. So it was a bit busy, so I could not record. Sorry for that. But as suggested in the title, How I Make My Job Interesting, Part 2. Part 1 is here, by the way. I'll leave a link somewhere here. I thought I would continue to record that and show you guys how I try to make things interesting, because no matter how much I love my job, I really do love my job. And this is not because I am now working in the Netherlands and having a job abroad. Back also in India, that one employee who always comes on a Monday morning motivated to get things done, positive attitude. I am that weird irritating employee. I always loved Monday mornings because I get to go to work and do things that I really like. But even I feel sometimes that there are certain parts of my job which I do not enjoy so much. And it's not just a job, right? Even if you are running your own business, there might be certain things which you might think like, I wish these things were not there, but you have to do those. So in order to deal with this problem for myself, I have come up with something that helps me so much. It is so simple, but it is yet so effective. I never forget a task. I do my task way ahead in time. I am also motivated to do the task tasks which I do not like to do. And also in my one-on-one and appraisal times, I can show what value add I am doing through the system that I have designed for myself. I mean, I'm calling it as a system, but actually it is just an Excel tracker. It's very easy, very simple. I know there are a lot of project management tools out there, but I needed, and I have tried all of them, but I needed something that is easy, quick, very effective. So let me just take you to the screen and show you quickly how this tracker works. And I'm sure if you know even basic Excel, you can design this for yourself, but this will be the most amazing thing that you do in your career. Let me just hope you are able to see the tracker on the screen. It is a very simple one. These stickers are something that I just designed to make it more fun. So what I do is every time I get a task, I put it on a date. Like for example, it's on 11th of June. I'll put on 11th of June, I got task 1. And then the status, there are only 2 pending or done. Don't want to complicate it. And by what date I need to complete that task. And this is not like on the date. So for example, I need to complete something on Friday. I will put the date of Wednesday so that, you know, I am not scrambling to complete all the important tasks. So 2 days ahead I'll put this date. And the next thing is very important. It is the points. These points are something that I reward myself. So every time I complete one task, no matter how difficult or how easy it is, I will give myself 10 points. And why this is rewarding, I'll tell you. Also, I put which project this task is for, because as I said, I work for multiple projects. Also, there are certain BAU activities that I have to do. So this kind of helps me with that. And also a sub project. So in a project, there are certain activities, right? You know, there are budgeting activities, there are designing activities, there are coordination activities. So I put those also here. And I also put, now this is really, really important. I also put what value add that task is going to do for my job. Because and it's not just value add, it's also sometimes is it aligned to the vision and goals of my organization, because if it is not, then why am I even doing this task, right? So that is why this part is very, very important. So every single day when I get a task, I put it in pending status. If it is in pending, then I don't get any points. If I do it done, immediately the formula works and I get 10 points. Now even though this looks like a simple tracker, this is really amazing. Why? Because I'll tell you, every day I give myself a target of 100 points. I have to complete 100 points. So every task that I complete, I get 10 points. So I will make sure that I complete 10 such tasks, no matter how big or how small it is, because each day is different. Every single day you might not have 10 easy tasks or 10 hard tasks. Every time it's a mix of two. So I just give 10 points to each and every task, except for emails, because emails are like, you can't give one email 10 points, right? So I write down every morning how many emails are there. So as you can see in the screen, it's emails 25. It means this morning I had 25 emails. So by the end of the day, if I'm able to jot it down to 15, like 10 emails I'm able to clear, then I consider myself I have done a good job with respect to emails, because emails are like those never ending piles, just keep on, no matter how many emails you clear, they will just keep on coming in. So that's why if I complete 10 emails, which is again a lot of to-dos are there in that email, then, and these are not notification emails where I'm marked as FYI or whatever. Proper task related emails, if I complete 10, then I put myself 10 points. And when I complete 100 points, if I do have the energy and do have the motivation, I will still, and if there is still time left, I will keep going. But at least completing those 100 points for a person like me, who will do everything and still feel like I have not done enough, is a indication that I have completed these 10 tasks and these 10 emails, which means I have done, and this by the way is already more than what I can achieve on a day. So if I'm able to get this done, that means I can just sleep with my peace of mind that I have done enough work for the day. The second part is about project and the sub projects. I maintain the sub project because I need to know on each project what are the actual tasks that I'm doing. Are those the tasks that I really want to, you know, put my effort and energy and attention to? Like for example, if reporting is one of the tasks and it's taking a hell lot of time, or every single day I have some or the other reports, then I focus on, okay, can I just automate this report? Or can I just ask the stakeholders if they really need this report? Or can I just put it on a dashboard, you know, BI dashboard or something like that? Gives me also ideas to reduce my workload on tasks that are not important. Also, if I see certain tasks which are getting pending, I'm not doing them even if the due date has passed. By the way, this yellow color is because the due date has already passed for that date, for that task, and I have not completed it, or the due date is today. So every single time I open this tracker, I can immediately see which tasks I need to do. The ones that are highlighted in yellow are the tasks that I have to do today, or either they are pending from the day before. So I never miss a task. But if I see that some tasks are getting repeated over and over again, then I really take a moment to understand and think, is this task really necessary? If it's not getting done and there is no major impact of that, you know how you do a scream test for a server before you shut it down. Similarly, I'll look at that task, and if it is really not important, really not adding any value, and really not creating any issues if I'm not getting that done, I will just ask the stakeholders. If that's not necessary, then I will either drop it or delegate it, or deprioritize it completely. And the third and the most important part for this tracker is the value add. What is the value that I'm adding through this task, and whether it is supporting any of the vision or goals of my organization's strategy. If it is not, then I do not even need to think twice about that task. I just completely drop it, because it is not going to add any value. The other way this value section helps me is, we all have those monthly meetings with your leads, or at least 6-month appraisal meetings where they talk about the progress and what work you have done. I don't have to sit and think of what all work I have done. Even though my lead is very much aware of where I'm involved and what work I am doing, I still have a document to show that what is the value that I have created through all the tasks that I'm doing. And this helps me to portray my efforts and the value that I'm creating through a proper document and data, and not just, just speaking out of, oh, I did this and I did that. I think the more and more you grow up in your career or move up the ladder, or not the ladder, the hierarchy, or you get more and more responsibilities, it becomes even more challenging to keep yourself self-organized. And people who are looking to move abroad and, get a job abroad, at least in the European working culture, this is a very self-independent. English mein so you have to be very self-dependent. No manager of yours is going to come and tell you, hey, you need to do this and you need to do that. No, they trust in you, because if they are hiring you, they are looking for such people who are capable enough to design a work structure for themselves, don't need to be told by the manager what needs to be done, should be able to analyze and prioritize their work depending on where the organization is going, in which direction. All of this needs to be managed by your own self. And if there are such trackers, I think definitely you can help yourself to develop that skill. But please make sure to leave a comment down below asking whatever questions you have with respect to a European working culture. I would be more than happy to answer those for you. And apart from that, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.